I'm overjoyed to be on My Magical Thing with Cavan McLaughlin, who is a practicing magician, an esoteric artist, a filmmaker, and a scholar with particular interest in media and occulture. Cavan, it's lovely to have you here.
Thank you very much. Love to be here.
Well, my friend, please may we see your magical thing.
Absolutely. Okay. So let's see
Ooh,
if we can get through the light. This is it.
what a remarkable thing. That's quite delightful.
I
Please
think
tell us the
so.
story. Please tell us the story, Kevin, of your remarkable magical thing.
Right. Well, so rather fitting for me. I had a great deal of magical things to choose from, but this is unquestionably this is the centerpiece of my altar and my most special magical thing. And rather appropriately, I think for me, I have literally no idea what it is whatsoever, other than that it's a piece of outstanding glass art. The reason it is so special is kind of the situation that I found it in, which was sort of over a 2 week period. It was the probably the most magical period of my entire life, where I was in sort of an incredible hyper synchronistic flow state for those entire 2 weeks, of the kind where so many odd synchronicities were happening sort of every few seconds that one couldn't even keep track of them anymore. Like having conversations and songs coming on the radio pertinent to precisely what you were saying, and all of these things. So anyway, during this period, as one does, one follows one's intuition in ways that one doesn't really know, but one just has this intense knowing that something is just what they're supposed to do. So very prominent events and exciting things were happening. And when particularly intense synchronicities or exciting things were happening, I was finding coins and just having a really deep, intense sense that I should be collecting these coins. So I had a special little purse after I found the first one that I kept on my person, and these coins were just turning up. And I have no idea why they were important, but I was just like, oh, there's one of those coins, I will collect it. So this then came to a crescendo on a particular day where I found a number of exciting items, including in charity shops, in a little charity shop soiree, where including this huge altarpiece, this incredible, because I have long-term aims and goals to start a school of magic and the creative arts, and I was thinking in my head that I wanted this huge Gothic altarpiece that I wanted in the gateway of the way in, and then I saw it in this charity shop. This was this amazing thing with boars either side and a phoenix carved on the front and all of this stuff, and they were selling it for like a preposterously cheap price. There was a number of other things in this charity shop as well that I won't go into, but so I found it. It had been there for 2 days, and after I'd got it, and I was like, right, I'm having this. There was like a stream of people walking into the shop, going, "What? I want that. What? That's in the." It was bizarre. It was. It's one of those things that it's hard to express quite how amazing it is until you're having the experience. Most of these things can be explained away, but they can't be explained away subjectively when you're having them quite so easily. And anyway, so during this event, I then saw this in a shelf as a piece of bric-a-brac. And as soon as I saw it, it just screamed out to me as just being the most bizarre, odd, but wonderful, like kind of magical. I mean, for me, maybe anyone that's sort of esoterically bent could see lots of symbolism in the numbers of dots, the 5, the 6, the triangles, even this sort of strange little bizarre squiggle carved in that kind of looks like Hebrew but isn't. And it was just there sort of like calling out to me. And it was 75 pence, which seemed very reasonable. So I didn't think any more of it. I bought it and thought that was wonderful, had it wrapped up and put in my bag. And then I was still carrying it around in this week of the all of these magical happenings and the most magical period of my life, as I say. And then a few days later, I was away, a trip to Northampton, sort of a book launch and I nipped down, pop in to see Alan for his birthday and these kinds of things. So again, very, very magical times. And a particular night with my friends, we ended up talking about this object. We went out to get some takeaway food, and I was talking about this object and the intense how I thought that it was very special and very, very magical and very incredible. And when we went back to the Airbnb that we were staying in after having had this chat only and completely about this object, someone else I was staying with had, but for no reason that was clear to me, had elected to take all of the coins out of my little purse and arrange them on the coffee table into a kind of little sort of pyramid with sort of three little piles in a triangle and one pile in the very center of that triangle. And it was like they'd taken all of the coins, which they'd made into this symmetrical shape with the exact same number of smaller piles around in a triangle. And in the very center of that little triangle, a single stack. And in that single stack, when I lifted it up and counted it up, it was exactly 75 pence, which was, of course, the cost of the magical thing. And that was kind of like the bizarre answer to all of my queries if this was some kind of special object that had decided to exist in the world entirely for the purposes of being an explicitly magical thing for me, and has been in the middle of my altar ever since, while I've been enjoying it immensely and trying to figure out precisely what it is in less esoteric terms. So at that point, if anyone has any idea what's going on with this and would like to tell me what its more mundane, but that will of course not stop me from enjoying it immensely anyway. So this is my beautiful totem slash intensely important magical object, which I meditate in front of every day and enjoy immensely.
I like that object tremendously. I think it looks, I mean, obviously it's reminiscent to me of perhaps a robed figure raising their arms.
Yeah, there's that, something maybe even angelic about it in a kind of abstract way.
But yeah, but there's sort of kind of a delicious green Cthulhuid kind of, you know, fluoro-y kind of exoticism to it as well.
Yeah, and weird enough to just not be slightly of this world. It's just a bizarre, it's just beautiful. I just adore it. Yeah.
And there's a scholar of occulture, which by definition is that which is hidden and the mysterious. It is perfect for you to have that. Perhaps it's an object which is yet to be made from the school of media and occulture, which exists at some point in the future and has been thrown back in time to be found in that charity shop by you.
Well, creativity will be one of the essential pillars of that school, and if we have young magicians and artists creating works, anything like this, I'll be extremely pleased indeed. The world will be a better place with more objects like this in it. So my deepest thanks to whatever artist had the mad brilliance to produce this beautiful piece of glass.
Cavan McLaughlin, thank you very, very much for sharing your awesome magical thing. That's really appreciated, my friend.
No worries. Thank you very much for inviting me.
You're very welcome. Cheerio.
Be well.